What is up, free-to-play nation? I'm the free-to-play Padawan. I love Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, but I hate spending money on mobile games. And I believe you can grow fast and have fun without spending a dime. And today we're going to talk about one of the ways you can grow fast, and that is to do well in the raids. Now, I am a baby account, brand new account, not even level 85 yet. But I am already going to start thinking about the upcoming Endor Raid. I'm not worried about the Crate Raid. The Crate Raid is going to be ending soon, and I'm not going to be able to do anything in time to be able to make a significant impact in the Crate Raid. Plus, my guild is not even doing the Crate Raid, so it's not even something I'm worrying about. But the guild is shooting for the Endor Raid, so if your guild is also going to be shooting for the Endor Raid when it comes out, then it's your responsibility to plan ahead and try to come up with some teams that you can decide what you're going to use in the raid and how are you going to decide what teams to use. Well, let's get into it. If we go to this tab here, I created a tab for the Endor Raid. Now, I have put in here all the characters on the July road ahead that it showed us that are all going to be allowed in the raid. Perhaps there is a more updated list that I'm not aware of. This might not be the most recent list, but this is the list that I'm going off of. And if you guys know of any more updated lists, please tell me in the comments down below. Post it on my Discord so that we can all have the information we need to plan ahead. So what I think I want to do is just put all of the characters down and then eliminate the characters that I don't want to invest in because my account is very young. I have a lot of teams that I want to invest in, and some of those teams, the components are here in this list. So I might as well go for those teams first, or even those portions of those teams, so that I can then take these characters and use them in the Endor Raid. So that's what we're going to do. Now, the Endor Raid, we know, is going to have 3-man teams. It's not going to be 5-man teams. It's going to be 3-man teams. So when we're done here, we want to have selected at least a few 3-man teams that will also help us in Grand Arena, in Conquest, in other game modes, in territory battles, territory wars. But 3v3 Grand Arena is something that comes around every other Grand Arena. So once we get to level 85, we're going to need 3v3 teams. So we might as well have that kind of in mind when we're making these things. So what I'm going to do is, starting with this first team, I've got the Rebels here in these first 2 teams. So I'm going to open it up. And we're going to eliminate Akbar, because I don't really want to invest a lot into him. I'm not planning to use his capital ship as my primary capital ship. Let's see here. C-3PO, I think we're going to leave in here because we're going to want him for our CLS team. Chewbacca, definitely we want him. Han Solo, definitely we want him. Hera, I'm going to go ahead and take her out because when I'm thinking about investing in characters for the raid, I'm thinking about 7-star characters, and I'm not planning to farm her shards anytime soon. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and does that save it? It does not. Let's try it again. Take them out. And how do you... Maybe I need to click something else to actually adjust this. I obviously didn't think this through. What does this button say? Rename and arrange, create new squad, unique only. Can I not make a 3-man squad? Maybe I need to move somebody into the leader spot. That's probably what it is. So let's get Han. And let's get him in the leader slot. There we go. Okay, we needed somebody in the leader slot. Moving on. This is not a 3-man team, but we know we want these 3 characters. Moving on here. Lando, not planning to invest in him. Wedge has a very interesting lead that I think is going to be good for this raid, so we're going to leave him in there. Jedi Knight Luke, it's going to take a while for me to get him. By the time I get Jedi Knight Luke, the raid will probably be coming to an end. So I'm going to take him out. if we're going to get C-3PO, we're going to have to get Ewoks. So let's leave Chirpa and Elder in here for now. Let's see if we can go to Ewoks. I need a leader on this team if I want to save it. There we go. Moving on to the next one. Scout. We definitely want to get rid of Scout. I don't want to invest in Scout at all. Logray is fine. Paplu is fine. I'm planning on doing the C-3PO unlock without Nisa, even though Nisa is really good in the C-3PO unlock, so I've heard. I'm not going to be able to farm her shards in time for when I want C-3PO, so I'm going to be planning to do this. Now, this is all down the road, but I mean, you got to plan ahead, right? You got to plan ahead so you know where you're going. So we have these scallywags, okay, now the Imperial Troopers. These Imperial Troopers are allowed in the raid. I'm going to take Stormtrooper out currently. Although he is really good with Iden. We might put him back in. So let's remember Stormtrooper. Help me, you guys help me remember Stormtrooper. Alright, so I want the rest of these guys. We want them all in there. Who else do we have? We have these scallywags. We want to take Magma out. We want to take Shore out. And I guess I either want to take Stark or Death out. I'm gonna do Stark for now. We're gonna keep Veers and Death, so let's go ahead and put Veers in the lead. Imperial Trooper, Veers. Now, Death Trooper, I can't farm him for quite a while, and he comes from Cantina, so we'll have to see how that all shakes out. We might end up going for Stark instead of Death, but we're going to stick with Death for right now. Now, these characters were not on the list. I'm not sure about these characters, but as far as I know, they were all there at the Endor in the movie. So I don't know where Princess Nisa came from. I'm not sure what her story is, so maybe she's not on here. Maybe it's Saw Gerrera instead. I don't know, but these are like the marquee characters for Leia, and I know for sure Leia is involved in the raid, but we're not going to get Leia in time, for sure. We're not going to get Leia in time. Rex, I'm not going to farm his shards, 7 stars. Drogon, no. Scout Trooper, no. Anissa, no. So we're just going to eliminate that whole squad. We're going to have to delete it this way because it won't let us delete it that way. So let's rename and arrange. We're going to go ahead and delete this whole squad. Okay, let's see what we have left. And you guys can go through the same process yourself. And what we're going to do now is we're going to start putting them in 3-man teams. So Han Solo and Chewbacca really should stay together. I want to put them with Wedge. So what we're going to do is we're going to take Wedge out of this team. And we're going to replace him with C-3PO just for now. So we don't forget about C-3PO. Let's see here. I was going to do Rebel, but Droid would be much easier to find him in Droids. So I thought... There's a lot of droids, look at that! Well, I passed him. That's what happened. I passed him. He was... I'm confused. He's not showing. Okay, hang on. Because he's still in the other one, isn't he? Yeah, he's still in the other one. Let's turn off this unique only. Let's do it that way. We'll turn off unique only. We're going to make Wedge the leader of this one. So we're going to have a Rebel team with Wedge, Han, and Chewie. Wedge's leadership is really good for Han and Chewie. Wedge, Han, and Chewie. Wedge's leadership, once we get it up, it does a lot more than this. Let's see if we can look at Wedge at his leadership maximum here. Rebel allies have 30% offense. They recover 15% of their health and 10% turn meter on a critical hit. They recover 25% of their max health whenever they defeat an enemy. So it's a lot of healing and turn meters. So that's all good. Now, I've also heard with this new raid that the character's abilities are going to be replaced with special abilities. I have no idea how that's going to look. So it's very possible that none of these characters' abilities, including their leaderships or anything, is going to have any effect on how this raid plays out. But if we build this team, Wedge, Han, Chewie, then we know that's a good 3v3 team for Grand Arena. Regardless of how it turns out in the raid, we know it's a good 3v3 team for Grand Arena. So I'm confident about that team. I feel good about it. We can start working towards that. I'm going to be working toward my bounty hunters to get Chewbacca. Han Solo, I'm going to start eventually getting him from the raid currency. And then Wedge, he just showed up in the Galactic War Store, so that's fantastic. All right, let's make an Ewok team. I only want to make one Ewok team. So let's do Chirpa. I don't know, Chirpa, Elder, Wicket. What do y'all think? I say what do y'all think while we're streaming, but we are not streaming. We're not streaming. What do y'all tell me what you think while you're watching this video? I won't be able to hear it, but I still want to know what you think. Put it in the comments. Which 3 Ewoks do you think we should use for the raid? Now, my understanding is, as far as Ewoks go, this is a decent 3-man Ewok team in Grand Arena as well. So this will be the team. Once again, we're focusing on characters that participate in the raid but are useful elsewhere as well. So Chirpa, Wicket, Elder. That'll be that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get rid of this team altogether. We don't want to use Logray and Paplu currently. Now all this may change. All this may change when the raid comes out. But this gives us something to work towards. Something to aspire for. Alright, so we're going to do the Veers team. We want Veers. We don't want Death in this team. We want Piet and Gideon. This is a good 3v3 team. Now, it's better if you have Dark Trooper in here instead of Gideon. However, I'm not going to farm Dark Trooper early enough to make him viable, so we're going to replace him with Gideon as a 3-man team. And then Iden, for our Iden team, I'm going to run Range and Death. Now, like I said, we might replace Death with Stark or Storm Trooper. Just depending on what is required in the raid. And we might replace Range. We might replace any of these people, but Iden lead is something that we can definitely count on. This is a good 3v3 team as well with Range, Death, and Iden. And the nice thing is you can build out this Veers team into a 5v5 team, put Dark in there and another trooper, and then Iden, you can build this out with 2 more troopers, maybe Snow and Stark, and then you've got 2 5v5 Imperial Trooper teams for Grand Arena or other purposes. Alright, so there we go. That didn't take too long, and we have ourselves planned 4 teams that we can use in Grand Arena and that we could use in the raid, and this will give us some focus for as we level up. Now, I'm going to be leveling and focusing on my fleet first. My primary focus is going to be my fleet. All the way to relics, I'm going to be taking these guys to relics. My first relics are going to be my Geos, so that I can do as well as possible in fleet. I might relic Anakin so that I can do as well as possible with his ship, because the Houndstooth are going to be prevalent by the time we get there, and I'm going to need a lot of options to get through Houndstooth. So right now I've got Vulture Droid and Anakin, looking for them to get through my Houndstooths, plus just the damage that the Geos provide at relics. But once I get my fleet established, the next focus is going to be the raid. The next focus is going to be trying to get some of these guys to relics. Now, I'm not planning to take the Ewoks to relics. This team might be like a Gear 11 team and just get some points in the raid, but some points are better than nothing. Han Solo and Chewbacca, definitely worth taking them to relics. These Imperial Troopers too, as well, I feel like are definitely worth taking to relics. So you see how I just put all the characters down on a sheet, eliminated the ones that I didn't want from my account currently, and then took what was left over and turned them into 3v3 teams. And there you go. There you go. That is how you plan for the Endor Raid with the information that we currently have. And now I'm going to share something very exciting with you guys. I am stoked about this. It may not seem that exciting, but I got rank 17 in fleet today. I didn't buy any refreshes, and I beat 3 hyperdrive fleets. I was at rank 37, and I won 3 times in a row. I only had 3 battles left because I foolishly used 2 battles earlier in the day. Sometimes I just can't help myself, and I just get in there and fight. But I beat 3 different hyperdrive fleets in order to get into the top 20 with my Geo ships, my Vulture Droid. That's it. Just 3 Geo ships and the 1 Vulture Droid with the Tarkin Executrix capital ship. So my focus is paying off. That gives me 50 extra crystals for today. Once again, it's not that big a deal for today, but it's the significance of beating these hyperdrive fleets that was exciting for me. Now, the way I'm able to beat these hyperdrive fleets is that a lot of these people... Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. A lot of these people are... Let's see if I can go back to some of the people that I beat. They're not putting any investment in their fleet after they buy the hyperdrive. They're just using the ships at the level that they get them from the hyperdrive. They're not putting mods on the pilots. They're not putting ability materials on the ships or the pilots. Let's see here. Somebody that I beat. I think I beat Chosen. Maybe? No, I didn't beat Chosen. Because he's got mods on his Phoenix. Alicia Donita. I think I beat Alicia Donita. Okay, look. So on this ship, this is how you can look and see. When you're early on, you want to look and see, do they have mods on their pilots? Are their abilities still level 5? That's how you get them from the hyperdrive bundle. Level 80, ability level 5. See, look, he's put some investment in Ezra. So Ezra is going to be better, but he still has no mods. No mods at all on Ezra. Let's look at Chopper. No mods at all on Chopper. Level 5 abilities. So I look at these guys and then I say that there's a chance. Now RNG has to go your way, and it went my way 3 times in a row, which I'm super excited about. But RNG has to go your way in order for it to work out to where you win. But if they don't put any investment, see that he's got a little bit of investment in her abilities, but no mods. No mods at all. So this is how I was able to beat these guys. They have more reinforcements. They have 5-star ships, level 85. They have level 84 on their Tarkin. But even my Tarkin is going faster than this Tarkin. Look at this. Level 84. Gear, whatever that is. 9. Gear 8. I forget what you get them at in the hyperdrive bundle. If you look at his speed... Excuse me. His speed is 132. Look at my speed. Now I'm putting all my focus. I'm only level 69 right now. He's got level 84 on his ship. I've only got level 30 something on my ship. The capital ship's level has very little effect on its stats. I already forget what the number was. But you guys can remember what the number is, I'm sure, of what his speed was. Let's look at my speed on my Tarkin. 139. I think he had 21 extra speed. So I have 7 more speed than he does, which means I get to ultimate before he does, which is the only way that I win, because he's always got a ship or 2 left by the time I get to ultimate. So if I get to ultimate before they do, I mean, I'm a free-to-play early game level 69 on my ships. I'm going to the max, you guys. I've got level 69 on my ships. I ran out of credits. I couldn't get Sunfac up. Level 69 on Vulture Droid. I try to focus Vulture Droid because he gets most of his power from his stars and his levels, since he does not have a pilot. So I try to prioritize his level. He's still super squishy. And his stars are coming slow. But I'll get there. On him. This is it. These 4 ships. I have a 5th option to take a 5th ship, but I'm not taking a 5th ship. I'm only taking 4. Because none of my other ships are good. They're all bad. But here at level 70, I get the next gear tier on Soldier. And then I will be able to make my Soldier ship that much stronger. So I'm excited about that. And I think we're just going to make this a little bit shorter video, guys. I'm excited about the account's progress. I am growing fast. I am having fun, just like I said that you can. And it's a good time. Put your comments down below. I want to hear your questions in your comments. And until next time, I want you all to remember that Jesus loves you.